Namaste. Welcome all of you. Welcome all of you again. This is our 18th lecture in the series of online lectures and we are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12. See, I hope that you have already seen my lecture number 17 because learning is a step-by-step process. You will be able to understand what we are learning if you have seen or watched my earlier lectures. This is just suggested for a better understanding. We are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12 of Maharashtra board and we are currently learning lesson number 1, that is introduction to partnership and partnership final accounts. We have completed these many competency statements and currently we are learning how to find out financial results of the business. Which business? Partnership firm. Okay, see, there are two methods of maintaining the capital accounts for the partners, either by fixed capital method or fluctuating capital method. Okay, what we see in our last lecture. In our last lecture, we have completed practical problem number 4, that was of Mrs. Meera and Madhav, okay, which was given on page number 57. And what we are learning today? Today we are going to cover practical problem number 5, that is of Sucheta and Gayatri. These are the two partners. This practical problem is given on page number 58. See, as usual, I always tell you these are the important adjustments and these must be by heart for you. See, for example, of the adjustments regarding bad debts, RDD, discount and reserve for discount on debtors and creditors. See, these adjustments for should be recorded in profit and loss account. Okay, like this. And these important adjustments must be recorded under balance sheet. Okay, see. Student may commit a mistake while calculating, especially calculating the new RDD, percentage RDD. This new percentage RDD must be calculated after doing all the other adjustments on sundry debtors. Okay, I am purposely saying like this because in this illustration, so in this practical problem which you are going to solve, that is in problem number 5. Okay, you have to be cautious. Okay, and you have to calculate the other adjustments first. You have to record the other adjustments first and then you have to calculate the percentage new RDD. Let's start to move towards practical problem number 5. See, these are our usual steps which must be followed by telling the balance sheet. Now see, don't worry. See, this is the different type of look, right? Different type of structure or different type of view we can say which has been given for the trial balance. See, what is difference? Here two different columns are made for debit balance and credit balance and the items are given in the same line. Okay, see, this is the different way. Then how we will come to know whether this is a debit or credit or where it should be recorded. See, simple, there is simple trick. See, when the items for all the items which are given in the debit column, okay, for all the items which are given in the debit column, where they should be recorded? See, either they should be recorded to the trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side, or they would be asset items, or there would be some items like the sales return that should be deducted from sales, or the partner's capital or current account would be given, that debit balance if it is given then it should be written in the partner's capital or current account to the debit side. Okay, and for some items it should be deducted from the partner's capital in the liability side. Okay, for the items given in the debit side, and for the items which are given in the credit side, they may be either for trading account credit side, profit and loss account credit side, or liability, or maybe purchase return that should be deducted from purchases, or partners capital or current account credit side, that is a credit balance, opening balance, or they should be added to the partners capital in the liability side. Okay, so don't worry if the items are given like this. Okay, those items in the trial balance are depicted like this. Okay, now see, one more thing, that is one intangible assets are given over here. Okay, which are the intangible assets? See, goodwill, copyright, those are the intangible assets. Okay, for example, goodwill, patent, trademark, copyright, etc. Intellectual property are the is the new intangible assets. So these are the intangible assets, and the intangible assets should be recorded to the asset side of the balance sheet. Now I will tell you how the where the trial balance item would be recorded. See, in the same line it is given as purchases and sales. See, in the same line it is given. Okay, see, the debit balance, what we have to understand, the debit balance which is given will obviously go to the trading account debit side, which is of purchases. Okay, easy to understand. And the credit balance which is given on the credit side will go to the trading account credit side against sales. Okay, then work manager salary. See, whom the see here it is given that the work manager salary. See, this salary must be given to the manager working in the factory. Okay, the manager who was in the factory to whom the salary has been given. So it will obviously go to the trading account debit side. Then capital of Suketa and Gayatri are given. So the capital will be recorded to the partner's capital account in the liability side, or if you are maintaining separate capital or current account, then it would be recorded in the credit side. Okay, then opening stock trading account debit side. Okay, because it is given in the debit side. Debtors and creditors, see, again this is the same, it is given in the same way as it is given in the purchases and sales. Okay, see, now how we can understand. Debtors has the debit balance. Okay, so this debit balance will be of debtors, which should be recorded in the asset. Okay, and this credit balance, okay, which must be of creditors, okay, which should be recorded to the liability side. Then wages, next item is wages and salaries. See, here the first word is wages. Wages are given rupees 4,000. See, if you come to notice, there are no salaries given over here. What does this mean? The more component of the remuneration given to the workers, remuneration given to the people who are working in this firm would be for workers or laborers. Okay, so there are wages. More component is of the wages. So wages and salaries is given. So this wages and salaries, the first word is wages. It will go to the trading account debit side. Then bills receivable asset. Okay, because debit balance, and bills payable credit side, given balances it will go to the liability. See, sometimes it may also come like this. See, in the same sentence, it is in the same statement, in the single entry it is given, right? Purchases and sales, two exactly opposite items are given in the single statement. Debtors and creditors given in the single statement. So here you may also find it would be have given like bills, payables, receivables and payables. Okay, if it is given like this, that is bills receivable and payables, then the balance against amount debit will go to the bills receivable, and the amount given in the credit side will go to the bills payable. Okay, but here it is given as separate. But in next problems you may find in a given in the same statement like this: debtors and creditors and purchases and sales. Okay, now next, so bills payable will go to the liability side. Discount, see, discount given on is given on the credit side. It means this is the discount they have received, so it will go to the profit and loss account credit side. Then motive power. In my earlier lectures also I have explained you what is meant by motive power. See, when the factory or the business has the high voltage power, they have taken the high voltage electricity power for furnace, okay, like that, or for burning different things, then they have, if they have taken the high voltage power, then it will go to the for the production purpose, then it will go to the, it will come under the category of motive power. Okay, so this will go to the trading account debit side. Custom duty. Okay, see, custom duty is given in the debit balance, but custom duty, when custom happens, see, when custom takes place while bringing the raw material inside. Okay, so as it is incurred for bringing the raw material inside, it will go to the trading account debit side, not profit and loss account. It will go to the trading account debit side. Okay, custom duty. Then interest. See, interest is given on the credit side. It means this is the interest received. So interest received will go to the profit and loss account credit side. Then unproductive wages. See, but unproductive wages means what? The wages which has been incurred are not for the production purpose. Unproductive, not for the production purpose. They may have brought some laborers, okay? They may have brought some workers for handling the materials, okay? But which are not used for the production purpose or for the other works, okay? So those wages paid for the workers are not for the production purpose. So those will obviously will not go to the trading account debit side, okay, because those are unproductive, so they will go to the profit and loss account debit side. Then audit fees, obviously profit and loss account debit side. Rent, profit and loss account debit side. Conveyance, profit and loss account debit side. Conveyance means the amount which has been paid for traveling of, maybe for traveling of the employees, marketing managers, okay, so it will go to the profit and loss account debit side. Goodwill, see, goodwill is an intangible asset. Copyright, intangible asset. Building, asset. New item given over here is partner Sujata's loan. Okay, this is a confusing item for you. What is meant by partner Sujata's loan? And it is given in the credit balance. It is given as a credit balance. It means, see, it is as it is given in the credit balance. It means it is a liability. Okay, and it is loan. Means this firm has taken loan from partner Sujata. Okay, instead of taking loan from outside agencies or outside of financial firms, financial institutions, they have taken the loan from one of their partners itself. Okay, so for the firm, for the business, it is a loan itself. Okay, though it has taken from one of the partner, it is a loan for the business, and where the loan is recorded in the liability side of the balance sheet. Then investments are the assets and cash at bank are the assets. Now let's move to the adjustments. See, stock on 31st March 2019 was valued at rupees 19,700. As usual, trading account credit side and asset. Goods costing rupees 3,000 distributed as free sample. See, what I have already told you, goods goes out by any reason, by any way. Okay, they may be destroyed, they have been caught in fire, whatever may be the reason, goods are going out. So the goods, whatever amount of goods are going out, those must be recorded to the trading account credit side. Okay, so the goods distributed as samples must be recorded at the trading account credit side, and that much of amount of goods which has been distributed as sample. Why somebody gives or distributes gives a free sample? See, for example, whenever we sometimes when we meet the sweet mart, okay, the sweet mart vendor or the seller gives us some pieces of sweets, right, sweet meat, just for tasting as sample. So as the goods are given by him as a sample, those must be recorded as at profit and loss account debit side also, because that is a kind of promotion or the advertisement. In mall or some of the grocery shop, you must have seen some small stalls also. The stalls are here there who distribute their newly launched products like as pre-samples, like for their promotion. They may be tea packet, tea pouches, or shampoos, etc. Okay, that is for the promotion purpose of their newly launched product. Sometimes you might have seen the sachets of shampoo, Eno, face cream, etc., which are found attached in the newspapers and magazines also. Okay, these samples or free samples are distributed for the promotion of their newly launched product as an advertisement expenses. Okay, so we can consider them as the advertisement expenses. So they will come to the profit and loss account debit side. Then motive power includes rupees 500 paid for deposit of power meter. See, motive power item is given there. Amount of rupees 1,350 was recorded as motive power, okay, before closing of the book, at the time of closing of the book, and later on they came to know that this amount includes rupees 500 which were of the deposit of the power meter, and by mistake they were included in the motive power. Okay, but those were of the power meter. Okay, what is meant by power meter? Power meter means electricity meter. Those 500 were the deposit of electricity meter, by mistake which they were included in the motive power bill. Okay, so what should be done? If the word includes is there, so what should be done? It should be excluded, right? Always remember, if the word include comes, then what should be done? It should be excluded. What should be excluded? Rupees 500. From where should be excluded? From that whatever it is item motive power, from that we have to exclude. So deduct from trading account debit side, and see, that is the deposit with electricity board, right, for against the meter. For example, whenever you take the telephone or gas connection, right, cylinder, or this electricity motor meter, then we have to deposit some amount with them. Okay, so uh, when we are not continuing the agreement with them, we can take our deposit back. Okay, so for time being, it is a deposit. Okay, this deposit which we have kept with those agencies is for the time being an asset. Okay, for the time being it is an asset for us. So this 500 rupees of deposit of power meter is a asset. Okay, which is obviously refundable. Okay, then depreciate building at 5%. See, then for that we have to make 2 mass against motive power. Okay, 2 mass against motive power. Then depreciate building at 5%. Okay, so depreciation should be recorded at the profit and loss account debit side, and that much of amount should be deducted from asset of that specific asset, that is building. So 2 marks against building. Okay, then write off rupees 2000 for bad debts and maintain RDD at 3% on debtors. Okay, so what is this? This is new bad debts. Okay, because those are given in the adjustments. What should be done with the new bad debts? Those should be added to the bad debts which are given in the trial balance. Okay, what should be actually done? Those should be added to the bad debts in the profit and loss account debit side. But you see, the bad debts item is not given over here. Then what should be done? Simply you just have to record to the profit and loss account debit side, because there are no bad debts, so you cannot add. You just have to record it. And that much of amount of bad debts, new bad debts, you have to deduct from sundry debtors at the asset side. Then maintain RDD at 3% on sundry debtors. Same. This is the new reserve for doubtful debts. That also you have to record to the profit and loss account debit side. It should be added to the bad debts, but bad debts are not there. So what should be done? Record to the profit and loss account debit side and deduct that much amount from sundry debtors, because that is the new reserve for doubtful debts. Okay, so there would be 2 mass against sundry debtors. See, this one and these two, there are the 2 mass against sundry debtors. Then come to the last adjustment. Bills receivable included dishonored bills of rupees 4,400. What does this mean? See, some of the customer who was the debtor had accepted the bill, and he had promised that he will pay the amount of bill, but later on he dishonored. Okay, he dishonored the bill. And so what should be done with the dishonor of the bill? That much of amount of dishonored bill which he didn't pay, which he didn't come true, should be reduced from that bills receivable, right? Because he didn't, so we will not consider him as a bills receivable. Okay, because he has dishonored that bill. So that much of amount of bills receivable we have to deduct from bills receivable in the asset side. But still that person, or that much of amount of bill, that person, the debtor, is debtor for us. Okay, he is still debtor for us. So again we have to record that much of amount into debtors, back into the debtors. Okay, sundry debtors. This is the adjustment done for the bills receivable if they are dishonored. Okay, now what would be done? Again one more dot will come against sundry debtors. So sundry debtors, there are 3 adjustments. Okay, and bills receivable, against bills receivable there is 1 adjustment. Okay, so with this we have completed marking for recording of the items given in the trial balance as well as for the items given in the adjustments. Now let's start to solve the problem. What we'll do first, we'll look at the trial balance and we'll start to solve the problem. First we will solve the trading account. We will arrive at the gross profit. Then we'll take the gross profit to the profit and loss account. Then we'll come to the net profit. We'll distribute this net profit to the partners in partners capital account. Then we'll take the balances of partners capital to the balance sheet and we'll close. Now let's start solving the problem. See, in the books of Sucheta and Gayatri, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019. Okay. Now, just to ease our work and to reduce the time, I have done the recordings of the items given in the trial balance, debit and credit side. See, you can verify it. Opening stock, rupees 18,700, trading account debit side. Purchases, rupees 65,000, trading account debit side. Works manager salary, rupees 2,300, trading account debit side. Then wages and salaries, rupees 4,000, trading account debit side. To motive power, see, motive power trading account debit side rupees 1,350. To custom duty trading account debit side 1,500. Okay, so these were the items on the trading account debit side. Okay, so I have recorded them. Now, trading account credit side, see, sales trading account credit side rupees 1,85,500. There is no any other item of trading account credit side which is given in the trial balance. Okay, now let's move to the profit and loss account debit side. To unproductive wages rupees 3,000, to audit fees rupees 2,500, to rent rupees 1,800 profit and loss account debit side, to conveyance rupees 2,000. Okay, so these four items of profit and loss account debit side we have recorded. Now by discount received, see this discount is received which is shown in the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, rupees 400. And interest received, see this is the interest received rupees 1,300. This interest can be the interest on the investments which are on the asset side. Okay, so with this we have recorded all the items from trial balance which are given on the debit and credit balances. Okay, now this capitals of Sujata and Gayatri, we have created separate partners capital account. Okay, and we have maintained the capitals of Sujata and Gayatri on the partners capital account in the credit side. Okay, instead of taking to the partners capital in the liability, we have recorded to the partners capital account credit side. Okay, as by balance brought down Sujata rupees 75,000, Gayatri rupees 40,000. Okay, apart from that, now let's start to balance sheet items which are given in the trial balance. See, building, see this building of 88,000 rupees which we have recorded. Then intangible assets, goodwill and copyright of rupees 25,000 and rupees 20,000 each. Goodwill 25,000, copyright 20,000. Then investments of rupees 40,000. Investments of rupees 40,000. Then debtors of asset side rupees 47,500. Bills receivable which are given, bills receivable rupees 27,300, sorry 22,000, bills receivable 22,000 because it has marking. Okay, then cash at bank rupees 26,000. Okay, so these items from asset side which are given on the trial balance debit side we have recorded. Now let's move to the credit side items of the trial balance which should be recorded to the balance sheet liability side. Okay, now see which are those items. It is creditors rupees 35,000. And then what is this? Bills payable rupees 27,300. See, from here also you can come to know on the liability side there are only two items, this and this. Okay, only two items from the trial balance will go to the liabilities. Both of them are current liabilities. Okay, one more is there. Partners or Sucheta's loan. Partners, who is the partner? Sucheta, loan taken from Sucheta. Okay, that will come to the long-term liabilities, that is loan from partner Suchita, rupees 6,150. Okay, so with this we have recorded all the items from which are given in the trial balance. Okay, now let's start to solve the adjustments. See, let's come to first adjustment. Stock on 31st March 2019 was valued rupees 19,700. It will come to trading account credit side and asset. Okay, closing stock rupees 19,700. Okay, see, by closing stock rupees 19,700. I have changed the color to show the items from the adjustments. Okay, adjustment items I have changed the color. Okay, closing stock trial trading account credit side rupees 19,700. Similarly, its second recording will go to the balance sheet asset side. Okay, I have shown it in the another color, red color, closing stock rupees 19,700. Okay, with this we have completed first adjustment. Now, goods costing rupees 3,000 distributed as pre-sample will be recorded to the trading account credit side and profit and loss account debit side with the same amount. Okay, rupees 3,000 goods distributed as sample. So, trading account credit side will record it as buy goods distributed as free sample rupees 3,000 rupees. Okay, trading account. This is the trading account credit side. And the same we will record to the profit and loss account debit side. See, this is profit and loss account, and debit side we have recorded it as to advertisement expenses like goods distributed as pre-sample rupees 3,000. See, as it is a balance adjustment item, so I have shown it in the blue color. Okay, next let's move to the third adjustment. Third adjustment is motive power includes rupees 500 paid for deposit of power meter. Okay, so by mistakenly the deposit of electricity power meter has been recorded in the motive power, so it includes, so we have to exclude it. Okay, of rupees 500 from motive power. For motive power is recorded trading account debit side, so we have to deduct it from the trading account debit side. Okay, motive power. See, motive power amount we had written in the inner side, right, because we had made two dots, and now we will deduct that less deposit of power meter rupees 500. Okay, so actual motive power bill is rupees 850. Okay, so we will record its second entry. It will go to the, for the time being it is an asset. Okay, it is a refundable amount, so we will record it to the and record it to the deposits and investment. Under the category of deposits and investment, we will record it as a deposit of power meter. Okay, deposit of power meter rupees 500. I have shown it in the red color because these are the items of adjustment. Okay, next, depreciate building at 5%. Okay, it will go, the depreciation amount will go to the profit and loss account debit side, and that amount will get deducted from asset, respective asset, that is building. Okay, so let's calculate in the asset first. Building you have recorded to the inner column rupees 88,000. Now let's depreciation at 5%, that is rupees 4,400. How 4,400 we calculated easily? See, it is 5%. What is 8%? What is 10% of 88,000? It is rupees 8,800. Then simply 5% means 8,800 divided by 2. That is 4,400. So rupees 4,400 is the depreciation on the building at the rate of 5%. So we will deduct that much of value, and the written down value of building is rupees 83,600. Now we will record this depreciation to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, see, to depreciation on building at 5% rupees 4,400. Okay, I have shown it in the blue color. Next, write off rupees 2,000 for bad debts and maintain RDD at 3% on debtors. Okay, but it's the adjustment number 6, that is bills receivable included dishonored bills of rupees 4,000. Now see, what is our rule? For doing any adjustments on Sunday debtors, other adjustments must be solved first. And what is the other adjustment? That is of including the adding the amount of bills receivable. Okay, but see, for record, how the two recordings will be done for the bills receivable? That, see, bills receivable included, so we have to exclude them because those are dishonored. Okay, so we will exclude that much of amount of bills receivable amount from bills receivable which has been dishonored. Okay, so where bills receivable are recorded? Balance sheet, asset side. Okay, see, bills receivable of rupees 22,000. Now we will deduct less dishonored bills of rupees 4,000. Okay, so the total amount of bills receivable are rupees 18,000. Okay, see, where this will be recorded is second adjustment in the balance sheet itself. Okay, so we in the among the debtors we will add now dishonored bills. Why? Those are still debtors. Those they have dishonored the bill, but those are that much amount of people consumers are still debtors. So we will add that much amount to the debtors. Debtors plus dishonored bills. Okay, of rupees 4,000. So the debtors amount will come to rupees 51,500. Okay, with this you have completed adjustment number 6. Now we will move to the adjustment number 5. Okay, what is the adjustment number 5? Because this comes under the category of other adjustments. Okay, and this calculation of new bad debts and maintaining RDD is done later on. Okay, after doing all the adjustments on the debtors. Now let's come to the adjustment number 5. Write off rupees 2,000 for bad debts and maintain RDD at 3% on debtors. Okay, so writing off rupees 2,000 for bad debts will deduct that amount from sundry debtors first. Okay, so what were the sundry debtors? Remaining sundry debtors after deducting the after adding the dishonored bill, those were 51,500. So we have to deduct these new bad debts of rupees 2,000, and the remaining bad debts will remain to the amount of 49,500. Okay, so these new bad debts will record to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, actually those should be added to the formula to the bad debts, but bad debts are not here, so we simply record it to the profit and loss account debit side as two new bad debts amounting to rupees 2,000. Okay, next, the second part of adjustment number 5, that maintain RDD. See, maintain RDD at 3% on debtors. Which debtors? The debtors which are remain after doing all the adjustments. Okay, because percentage RDD calculation is done after doing all the adjustments on the debtors. I have told you and taught you this many times. Once I had asked such question in one of the quiz also. Okay, now, so these were the debtors, remaining debtors after doing both adjustments. Okay, now we will calculate the percentage RDD on this amount. What is meant by this percentage RDD? I have also explained you in my earlier lecture. Okay, why this percentage RDD is calculated at the end and what is meant by this RDD. Okay, now 3% RDD has been asked to reserve. Okay, on remaining debtors. So 49,500 into 3%, that is rupees 1,485 will deduct from it. Okay, and what would be the total amount of final amount of debtors? It will be rupees 48,015. Okay, so we'll record this new RDD to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, as bad debts are not there, we'll simply record directly. Okay, new RDD rupees, new RDD at 3%, that is rupees 1,485. Okay, this also we have done. So with this we have completed all the adjustments, recording of all the entries, items given in the trial balance, debit side, credit side, in the trading account, profit and loss account, and in the balance sheet in assets and liabilities. Also we have solved all the adjustments with their two recordings. Okay, nothing is remained now because we have solved all the 6 adjustments. This was a quite easy question, easy problem. Now let's calculate the gross profit. See, what we will do for calculating the gross profit, we will do the total of all the items in the credit side. Why? it is obviously seen the amount given in the credit side is bigger or higher than the amount given in the debit side. Okay, so if we calculate the total of these items on the credit side of trial balance, so of the trading account, we will get the amount rupees 2,08,200. That is total is equal to 2,08,200. That will record to the both sides. Now, how to calculate the gross profit? If we calculate this total, okay, if we calculate this total from opening stock up to here, and we deduct this total from rupees 2,08,200, then we will get the gross profit as rupees 1,15,850. Okay, now this gross profit carried down we will write in trading account debit side, and same gross profit will bring down into the profit and loss account credit side. It is rupees 1,15,850. And now we can easily come to know that there are amounts given in the profit and loss account debit side are lesser than the amounts given in the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, so we'll do the total of the profit and loss account credit side items. It will come to rupees 1,17,550. Okay, so we write the same total here, rupees 1,17,550. Okay, now now we have to calculate the gross profit. For that, what should be done? Do the total of all the items in the profit and loss account debit side, okay, and deduct this from total. Okay, so if we deduct the addition of all the items in the profit and loss account debit side, we will arrive to the net profit. Okay, now what is the net profit? It is 97,365. Okay, 97,365 is the net profit. Okay, now how this net profit should be distributed to the partners? What is given in the problem? See, Sucheta and Gayatri are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Okay, 3:2 means 3 part of profit will go to Sucheta and 2 part of the profit will go to Gayatri. Okay, so there are total 5 parts should be made out of this profit. Okay, and out of those 5 parts, 3 parts will be given to Sucheta and 2 parts will be given to Gayatri, because the profit sharing ratio is 3:2. Okay, now we have to distribute this profit 97,365. Let's see how to distribute it. For that, we have made one working note. Okay, working note number 1, that is distribution of net profit to the partners Sucheta and Gayatri. Okay, in the ratio of 3:2. How much is the net profit? Net profit is equal to rupees 97,365. And what is Sucheta's share? Is equal to 97,365 into 3 upon 5. Why 3 upon 5? Total 5 shares. Among that, 3 shares will go to Sucheta. What is the answer? It is 58,490. Okay. Similarly, for Gayatri's share, Gayatri will get 2 parts, that is 97,365 into 2 upon 5. The amount is rupees 38,946. So Gayatri's profit will be rupees 38,946. Okay. Now, see, Sujata's profit is rupees 58,419 and Gayatri's profit is rupees 38,946. In front of this, we will write working note number 1. Okay, working note number 1, because we have done the calculation against working note. Okay, working note number 1. Now, this profit share of Sucheta and Gayatri should be recorded to their respective capital accounts. Okay, so we record this share of Gayatri and Sucheta's profit into their partners' capital account against their names. That is, it should be recorded to the credit side of the partner's capital account. So by profit and loss account, why? Because what we had written, to net profit transferred to partner's capital account. Okay, so what we will write over here? By profit and loss account transferred to partner's capital account. So what we will write here? By profit and loss account, rupees 58,419 profit share of Sucheta and rupees 38,946 profit share of Gayatri. Okay, so what is the total amount of capital of Sucheta? Her original balance, capital balance plus her profit, it will become rupees 1,33,490. Similarly, Gayatri's capital was rupees 40,000 and her share of the profit was rupees 38,946. So her total capital will become 78,946. Why? Because they are maintaining the partner's capital in by fluctuating capital method. Okay, so all these items will be recorded in their capital account itself. Okay, so their original capital value will fluctuate and it will get increased or decreased. Now, see, they had neither any drawings nor they had withdrawn any goods. So whatever was their amount of capital after adding the interest, after adding the profit, would remain the same as the closing balance. That is, to balance carried down. So Sucheta's capital amount will be 1,33,419 and Gayatri's capital amount would be rupees 78,946 because there is no any value in the debit side to deduct from this total. Okay, so this by balance brought down for the next year would be the same. Okay, now we will take this balance to the balance sheet. Okay, see, balance sheet liability side, capital, partners capital, Sucheta rupees 1,33,419 and Gayatri rupees 78,946. So the total of their capital is rupees 2,12,365. Okay, with this we have finished recording of all the items in the trading account, profit and loss account, partners capital account and balance sheet. Okay, we have completed recording of all the items. So what we have to do? We have already calculated net profit, distributed it to the partners in their partners capital account. Now we just have reached to calculation of the or tallying or totaling of the balance sheet. Okay, now if we do the total of the asset side of the balance sheet, it will come to rupees 2,80,850. 2,80,850. Okay, and if we do the total of items in the balance sheet liability side, okay, so it will also come rupees 2,80,850. So our balance sheet is getting tally. See, after solving the problem, our gross profit was exactly rupees 1,15,850. It means our gross profit and the gross profit given in the book is exactly matching or tallying with each other. Okay, this is the answer given in the book. Okay, our net profit was also rupees 97,365 and the gross net profit shown in the book is same as it 97,365. Our balance sheet total was tallying with rupees 2,80,850 and here also it is tallying with 2,80,850. It means our problem is exactly tally. Okay, with the answer given in the book because our answers are exactly matching with the answers given in the book. That is, our gross profit is rupees 1,15,850. Our net profit was rupees 97,365 and balance sheet total is rupees 2,80,850. Okay. See, it is good that our all the figures are matching with the answers given in the book. But one mistake book has committed, or we can say whoever has solved the problem in the book has forgotten to do the biggest or most important recording of one item. What it would be? See, the business has taken the loan from partners. Okay, one of the partner, that is Sucheta. How much of loan they have taken? It is rupees 6,150. But Shouldn't the interest be paid? See, as they have taken the loan from Sucheta, they must pay the interest on her loan, right? They must pay interest on the loan of Sucheta, but they haven't recorded it. Okay, so actually, though our answer is exactly matching with this because they have forgotten, but what should be actually done? The interest should be given on Sucheta's loan, and where it should be recorded? See, it should be given. It should be recorded in the outstanding as a outstanding liability. Okay, because they haven't paid. So in the profit and loss account debit side, we have to record it as outstanding interest on loan. Okay, see, but here as the interest rate on which should be paid on the loan has not been given. Okay, this is how actually the problem should be solved. And where it will differ, see, it will differ only in two places. As see, as I have shown it in the red color bold amount, right? To outstanding interest on partners, that is Sucheta's loan. Okay, where we have to record it in the profit and loss account debit side as to outstanding interest on partner, that is Sucheta's loan, and we have to record that amount. How this amount has been calculated? See, against working note number 2, we'll get the reference of it. Okay, see, let's move to the working note number 2. See, this is working note number 2. Calculation of outstanding interest on partners, that is Sucheta's loan. How it should be calculated? See, as interest rate on partner's loan is not mentioned, it is not given in the problem. Then, as per the provisions of the Indian Partnership Act 1932, interest is allowed at 6% per annum on loan. What is the loan amount? Loan amount is rupees 6,150. Okay, so at 6%, 6% means 6 divided by 100. Because as per the Indian Partnership Act, it should be allowed at 6% per annum on loan. Okay, so this is the loan taken from Sucheta. So what is the amount of interest? That is loan amount is rupees 6,150. So interest is what? Rupees 6,150 into 6 upon 100. It is rupees 369. Okay, so we have to record this as a outstanding interest on Sucheta's loan. Okay, in the profit and loss account debit side like this. To outstanding interest on partner Sucheta's loan, rupees 369. Okay, so as this 369 rupees will be added to all the amounts in the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, so the total or net profit will change. Okay, though the total will not change, the net profit will change. Why? Because we take the total of the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, and this item we have included to the profit and loss account debit side. So the total will not change, but the net profit will change by rupees 369. It will decrease by 369. Okay, so now it will become to rupees 96,996. Means what? The total of all the above items of profit and loss account debit side from here up to here, this last item rupees 369, and this amount, the total of this amount we have to deduct from final total, that is 1,17,550, and so we'll arrive to the net profit, that is rupees 96,996. Okay, now see, this outstanding interest on a partner Sucheta's loan was an outstanding liability also. So where we will record its second entry? See, in the balance sheet, liability side, we had recorded loan from Sucheta, partner Sucheta, rupees 6,150. So we'll add the interest also to that loan. Okay. So add outstanding interest on loan, that is rupees 369. So the final amount due to be given to Sucheta is rupees 6,519. Okay. 6,519. Now, how to calculate the profit share for both of them? See, our net profit was rupees 96,996. And how it is distributed to partners Sujata and Gayatri in the ratio of 3:2. Okay, now let's distribute it. And here from where we will come to know? From working note number 1. See, this net profit value will change because it will decrease because 369 outstanding interest on partners loan we have included in the profit and loss account debit side. So this net profit value will get decreased. Okay, so against working note number 1, distribution of net profit to the partners Sucheta and Gayatri in the ratio of 3:2. Now net profit is rupees 96,996. And what is Sucheta's share? Is equal to 96,996 into 3 upon 5. That is rupees, it will come to rupees 58,198. And for similarly for Gayatri's share, it is 2 parts of the 5 parts. So it will become 96,996 into 2 upon 5, that is 38,798. Okay, see the amounts of their profits has been changed. Okay, 50,198 for Sujata and 38,798 for Gayatri. Okay, so this is the calculation of the net distribution of the net profit for to Sujata and Gayatri. So we'll record this net profit, we'll add it to their capital, new net profit, which should be actual net profit. Okay, the mistake which book has committed or book has forgotten. What book has forgotten? To charge the interest on loan. Okay, so 58,198 was Sucheta's profit, share of profit, and rupees 38,798 was the Gayatri share of profit. Okay, now the total of capital of Sujata and Gayatri will also change, and it will become rupees 1,33,198 and 78,798 respectively. Okay, so we'll record it to the balance sheet. See, this amount will also change. Okay, Sujata's capital will become 1,33,198 and Gayatri's capital will become 78,798. And what would be their total? The 2,11,996. Okay, now if we do the total of all the items in the asset side of the balance sheet, it will still become rupees 2,80,850. See, this amount will not change, which was earlier also. Okay, see, now when we included the interest on partners loan, at how many places we had to reflect it, at how many places we had to do the changes. See, the first change we had to do in the in the profit and loss account debit side, we recorded this interest. As this interest got recorded, it got added in the amounts of profit and loss account debit side. Obviously the net profit will get decreased. Okay, so these values of net profit will decrease and the share of net profit to both the partners will also change. Okay, and now as there is the change in the net profit, it will also reflect to the net profit in their partners capital account, in the fluctuating account. Okay, so this would be the changed figure. So the total of the capitals will also change. Okay, those will also get deducted by that much of amount. Okay, because we had added rupees 369 as the interest on loan. Okay, so these are the new values of their capital, and we will record these new values of capital to their capital accounts. Okay, so it will reflect here also, and this is the total of their final capitals. But did you notice one thing? Even after doing this change, the balance sheet total is not changing. Earlier also it was rupees 2,80,815 and now also it is rupees 2,80,815. Okay, the balance sheet total didn't change. Why it didn't change? See, after adding this item to the profit and loss account debit side, the profit share decreased. Okay, so we recorded that decreased profit share. Okay, and so the amount of their capital also got decreased. Okay, so we recorded it as it is here. But those 369 rupees which here we had recorded over here, its second adjustment, its second entry recording we have done here also, right? As add outstanding loan on loan, that is rupees 369. Okay, outstanding interest on loan. Okay, so both the entries of this outstanding interest on loan we have done. So it is giving the same total. Okay, it is getting nullifying and it is giving the same total of the balance sheet. Okay, so with this we have completed this problem as shown in the book, also as shown in the book. Okay, with these amounts of capital without taking the interest on the loan. Okay, and even after recording the interest on the loan. Okay, like this. So with this our balance sheet is telling with the same amount. See, this is the quiz of day 18. See, always the quiz is based on whatever we learnt in the current lecture. Where the works manager's salary is recorded and the options given are trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side or to the assets or at the liability side or to the partner's capital or current account or none of these. Okay, this time I have given you 6 options. The answer of this question I have already discussed with you. I have already taught you. Okay, so you have to listen and watch the video carefully and give the answer, give the correct answer. What we see in our next lecture? We see the partnership final account practical problem number 6, that is of Archana and Prerana. Okay, which is given on page number 59. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe, and study online.